Okay, seems like the stream is working finally. The network connection issues seem to have disappeared on their own. Basically, I did restart the laptop once and the router once, but it seems like everything is fine. The stream health is fine, stream is healthy. Finally, it is working. Studying chatting day 38 is going on. I'll try to complete the lectures. If somebody shows up, I'll say hello as usual. What was I saying? Yeah, let me put in the usual afternoon stream on the channel and hope it, yeah, it is showing up. So everything is actually working now. That is good. It was not working at all in the morning. Don't know why it was unhappy. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'll also go to Kick and do the same thing. But for that, I have to open the Kick doc, which I have closed because even that is causing issues these days. Everything is letting me know that life is not easy. I guess that's a little too strong of a statement to for a little bit of equipment malfunction, but it has certainly been feeling that way. Um, this afternoon stream is supposed to go on for just say 2 hours. Fortunately, I cannot stay longer because at 5 o'clock I do go for a run. Finally finishing week 2 out of 12 of the None to Run program. That is good. Meanwhile, I'll be doing IR again. I guess the one missing thing in all of this has been that the PT3, sorry, somebody followed. Thank you for the follow. What is your name? I couldn't really get it over the. Is it? I missed the notification. Just let me read your name once and I'll say thank you properly. Jonathan. I'm just going to say Jonathan. It seems like that's what your username is trying to say. Thank you for the follow. I'm going to be studying. I just started the stream. I'm trying to get the notes on screen. So hold on 30 seconds if you're still in the chat. Note should be on the screen soon enough. Science and tech. I accidentally opened the science and technology notes. Um, so last I checked, we were doing almost done with the current affairs all the way up to January 2025. Since the exam is in May, I will have to do current affairs all the way up to April 2025. So February, March, April, these three are still remaining. For that, there will be another updated material that is around 200 pages. That, but not much you can do about that. You just have to read it as much as you can and hope and pray that you remember in the exam. The good thing is a lot of this material I have already done. That's the benefit of staying in the exam process for a while. Yeah, and meanwhile, my laptop seems to be making the same noise it does before crashing. I hope it doesn't, but hope is all we have sometimes. We also put the sound here. The IR is the portion that I'm trying to do now. Hopefully, I will complete most of this class by the time I have to leave, or at least half the class and half the environment class, because the topics do get a little bit boring, for the lack of a better word. Mentally exhausting is probably a better way of saying it, because if you start just doing organization after organization, at some point your brain just starts fogging up. But yeah, let me continue. So the membership of G20 is somehow somewhat easy to remember. If you know a little bit about World War and a little bit of world history background, then it becomes even easier. But still, it's something that you just have to memorize at one point. So basic idea is the three main powers: US, UK, France, Germany, Italy, Japan. These are the G7 countries, right? US, and I think the seventh one is Canada. G7 membership Yeah, see, Germany, Italy, Japan, US, UK, and France. And there is Canada. These seven. These seven bodies, these seven people are part of G7. But when you add BRICS countries into them, actually, if you add Russia, then it becomes G8. But let's just add directly BRICS countries. Uh, that is 7 plus 5, that is 12, and that leaves you 20, right? So I think if I remember correctly, you just have to add one extra for, let's just say, US, UK. This is a little bit irritating. See, if they just use a map, that becomes so easy to memorize. G7, yeah, this is the one. This is the kind of thought I would apply to it. Let me just show you like this. This is how you memorize things, right? G7 countries, then BRICS countries, and then for even for these, there is like a bit of a trick to remember. Since there is Brazil, now there is Argentina. Since there is Japan, sorry, US and Canada are there, so there is Mexico or Mexico, as the people like to say. Uh, since there is Japan, there is South Korea. Since there is yeah, and Australia will obviously have to be there, right? Australia is a very big thing. See, Northern American, the third is Mexico. From South America, the third is Brazil. Then the third in Asia, there is for Japan, there is South Korea. So three extra countries are there. And now, since the Muslim world is not represented properly, there are three Muslim countries there. Which ones? Indonesia, which is the most populated one. Saudi Arabia will have to be there, obviously, because Saudi Arabia is the representative. And third is the Mr. Turkey. Turkish men are not going to be left behind in these matters. They want to claim the leadership of Muslim world and be recognized as a global power. So seven G7 countries, five BRICS countries, three which come by association, just to complete the set. So 7 plus 5 plus 3 plus 1 Australia. 7 plus 5, 12, 16 countries, 3 Muslim countries, and I believe one country is missing. 3 plus 4, 7, plus 5, 12, 12 plus. See, what is missing? It is saying G7. I guess the 20th member is EU, right? 20th member should be EU. Yeah, the 20th member is EU. Somebody's in the chat. Kant, welcome to the chat. I'm doing these memberships today, as you can see. Hopefully, the laptop will not crash today. Yeah, I was forgetting which the 20th member was. Turns out it was EU. You don't really expect it to be a member, right? By the way, did you join on Discord or is that somebody else? I'm asking again because somebody joined again. I don't know who that is. Yeah, Bright Sunshine is you, right? Good. I thought it was just some random guy who just found the invite somewhere. The chat below is Kick. It's a streaming service like YouTube and Twitch, but generally banned in India because of it supposedly promotes gambling. But the good thing is it allows you to save your streams from day one. So I I find that useful. KICK Kick. It is written here. I think you would have to change the DNS or something like that to get access to it. Geo, Airtel, Idea, I think all of these are starting to ban the site. Yeah, thank you. Total of 4 subscribers now. I think you are alone here today. The other guy is not here. Next G20 summit should be next year, right? Don't know where it is. Should be November next year. I think we had India, then we had Brazil this year, Rio de Janeiro, and the next one is South Africa. I think that's the G20 Troika. It was in news last year because this is the first time three developing countries will be presidents in news in successive years. They're overrepresented everywhere, right? Basically because they made all these institutions. Meanwhile, Jason has been sending me some videos regarding how Hinduism and Islam are related. Yeah, yeah, Discord DM. I think he also sent a video there on the server, or I think I have just added the server, it in the server. It's one of the first posts. I don't know if it's the summer or is it because I started running. I have been very thirsty these days. Just going through bottle after bottle of water. Yeah, apparently there is some professor in Allahabad who published a paper on it. In Hinduism, there is idea of a next avatar who will come in the at the end of Kali Yuga or something that is called Kalki. And the professor made a comparison between Kalki and Muhammad and said Muhammad is the 10th avatar or something like that. Some Professor Ved Prakash or something in Allahabad University. He has published a book. I haven't read it. Yeah, people will do anything. So I don't know which university he's from. He might be from just some smaller university at least. It just says he's a professor in Allahabad University who has published the book. Yeah, same. I'm doing it every morning now, around 11 o'clock. Now I'm also tempted to add coconut juice, no, not coconut water in the diet. But when I look at the prices of coconuts, I just don't want to. 70 to 80 rupees for one coconut is a bit too much. I mean, it's the price generally now, but I'm just used to those old prices. Yeah, I think over those regions it should be even more. How much does it cost over there? Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I was just complaining about how 78 to 80 is very, very high. But we are closer to the coast, so it should be cheaper here. I think it's just because people are now very health conscious, all these prices are going up. I really hope that doesn't become a trend. Last year they made such a big deal about millets. Thankfully, millets are still at a cheaper level. How many alliance are they going to bring? Every year that they create something new. No, no, I think I don't know if this is a new one or I have heard the name before. You can ignore the bot. One day I will go and find out how much the bot actually costs. The stream boothing costs. It has given me this advertisement so many times that now I'm curious. No, no, there is none. They have started stuff like green audit these days, but nope, none. There is no proper mechanism to keep watch on all these organizations. The worst part is all of these are global, so you just assume that if even if they're not working here, they're working somewhere else. Nobody has the time to go and check where they're actually working. I actually have a friend who works with the United Nations. ADB and NDB are definitely different. There is Asian Development Bank, there is New Development Bank, and there is also another Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. New Development Bank was made in 2014 by BRICS countries. Asian Development Bank is made by that is dominated by Japan and USA. And Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank is very strongly Chinese. It's built for the Belt and Road Initiative. Yeah, I think this was a table in last year's PT365 or something. I always get used to get confused in those three, but because slowly the naming started to make sense. The Infrastructure Investment Bank is for Belt and Road Initiative infrastructure. The New Development Bank is made by BRICS because they want a new infrastructure in the world instead of the old World Bank and such. And Asian Development Bank is built by Japan because they want to develop Asia. Yeah, I was just saying, I do have a friend there, and he says it's like a 50-50 chance that one of these organizations is actually doing work and it's a shell organization just laundering money. Basically, they are coming up with new initiatives to curb black money, so they have to find new initiatives to continue their black money. Yeah, yeah, this all of this is mostly revision now. But the PD365 will give you some new updates as well, right? Some are new. Most of these, like South African Custom Union, you don't know that, but you forget which five were the members. So you do revision as well as some updates to the PT 365 lectures. Like G20 members, it's not a new thing. So you do the members, you revise the members, and then you do what was in the recent summit, like the World Alliance to Fight Hunger and Poverty, whatever its name was. Festus 77 in the Kick chat. I do see you. I'm trying to study here. What's up with you? That's actually nice. Somebody actually showed up on the Kick chat instead of bots. The good thing is I saw their message quickly because the Kick chat unfortunately does not make any audio alert, so I can't really pay attention to it all the time. I tried to combine it with the Twitch and YouTube chat, but the plugin just doesn't work that way. So Kant, when is your IBPS exam? IBPS, SBI, whichever one you are preparing. Yeah, basically, Kick was a big controversy. If you are on the YouTube sphere and just follow any gaming streams and such, they paid a lot to some of the gamers to stream from their platform, but people were very unhappy about it because apparently it promotes gambling to children. But I'm not promoting any gambling, so I don't mind using it. It's free storage space. The funny part is India seems to have banned it because it promotes gambling. But every day while I look at cricket ads or anything, it tells me to go play on Rummy Circle or whatever it is. Those ads are so common, but the site got banned. Oh, July last. There is some time, at least 2 months you have in your hands. I'm doing fine, Festus. How are you? I did respond to you earlier. I don't know if you heard that. I'm actually curious about something. If you're listening, just say hello so I can ask you my question. Festus. Yeah, that was my theory as well. I think Reliance is trying to build their own gambling stuff, right? Uh, Not exactly gambling, but something similar. So they might have just gotten it banned here. I'll just respond to Festus in the Kick chat. Maybe he's not listening to the stream and just saying hello here. Yeah, from what I have heard, Geo bans anything that competes with Reliance. Even some education sites were banned because at least people were complaining they were banned because you is trying to start their own. The good thing is they have not put any strong encryption or such to ban the site or firewall anything. You just change the DNS and it will allow you the access. So where do you prepare from? Are you in Bihar somewhere or are you at Delhi now? Nice. That's the good thing about online platforms. The best classes are available at home. Sometimes I wish I went to Delhi, but at least I got good food at home. The only thing advantage Delhi would give you is that competitive atmosphere and just right people who can guide you directly instead of having to rely on online communication. Other than that, stay there is not good at all. It is super cold, it is super hot in the summer, and you get all the dust, all kinds of pollution, extremely crowded. Every other problem is there, but people would still go for. Economic and financial affairs or government schemes? Yeah. Government schemes, they have actually made a big document in the last 1 2 years. And for economics, I don't use Vision IS magazine. I just refer to those economics 450 questions made by Vivek Singh sir. He's on Telegram. He gives updates very regularly and explains them very well actually. But yeah, the magazine is good. Nothing against it. I just never used it. So no problem. It's common knowledge these days. Most people are referring to either Mrunal sir's notes or Vivek Singh sir's book. Yeah, I just opened the South African Custom Union's map, right? The just noticed Eswatini. That's the cool part about streaming. There, one of the viewers actually visited the stream. He was from Eswatini itself. That's the first time I have heard of anyone from the country. There was also some African guy called as Pickles5, one of my first viewers. He said he would subscribe if that is follow. I could name 15 African countries. Good thing I literally just revised African map. Overall, streaming has been a positive experience. You get a lot of people from different places. You get a lot of strange people, and you don't get bored while you're studying. Yeah, most people don't because Lesotho is never in the news. Never really pay attention to all the small countries, right? But since Modi government came in, they have been visiting a lot of countries. Those Caribbean countries, Pacific Island countries. He's visiting everywhere. Time in India. If Maputo is a country, I have never heard of it. Or at least I don't remember ever reading about it. Why? I did use it for mains last year. It was useful, but I just didn't have the time to actually utilize it that much. Yeah, I have to go. I'll be back in 2 minutes or so. Okay, I'm back. I think we just uh, have a biscuit or two around 3 o'clock, just to have a break from sitting so long. Unfortunate side effect of getting older is your back starts hurting if you just sit for a while. Yeah, you just stay fresh instead of getting absorbed into something too much. Break, yeah. Yeah, you were asking me about if I'm doing the revising or just doing something new. But just doing the class, they are telling me about the M23 militia. That I didn't know. I do know about Kenya, Uganda, Burundi, Tanzania, all these countries. But the news there is a militia called as M23 that is now active in the region. Works for both, for revision, to find out new things. Young, welcome back. Nice to see you again. Can't the reply being showed a little late? The latency is from the Twitch side. I think you will just have to refresh the stream and it will go away. It should go away at least. Uh, you are also getting latency, or yeah, we were talking just fine so far, but now he's getting some kind of latency. Ask a question. You're talking about me. I can just ask you about how the heat is over there. DC disconnected or something else? Discord. Yeah, I did. I can just, that's how I know I'm very outdated in these terms. Again, DC stands for Discord apparently. It has not been set up on the like a command that you gave, but it's in the bio that you can use. Uh, I will set it up tonight. Another guy yesterday was complaining about stream latency. He just used the Discord chat to hold communication. Yeah, direct current. That was actually my first thought. But DC is back from my gaming days. Usually people would just drop and then they would say I got DC'd. I think Kant, you can just remember this bank very simply because BRICS is the coalition of developing countries, right? Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And they are suffering from the same problem that you mentioned earlier, that every institution is captured by the West. So they are trying to build up alternatives for everything. For World Bank, they have built this new development bank. So that's why it's new development bank. You can just remember that relation, then the confusion gets clear. I think in your SBI exam, you will also get another, you might also get another question on credit rating and such, because every government bond has to be given a certain rating. Let's just say AAA rating bonds are very, very good. They are safe. They give good returns. So people would just prefer to buy those. But what these companies do is usually Indian bonds, Chinese bonds, even Russian bonds, they are never given good rating. So BRICS is also trying to make their own rating agency. So that's basically the idea of BRICS. They're trying to build an alternate world order. It's not directly stated, but that's how their actions go. Yeah, exactly like that. Moody's or Fitch or Standard and Poor, all those. Yeah, why? Sometimes writes good articles. Okay, because I think his someone related to him. I think we just used his name in the economics portion of political science answers. Basically, just uh, as an expert. That's all I know about him. Yeah, yeah, he was. Yes, I know he's famous because his one of his relatives was Sachindranath Sanyal, like part of HRA, that Bhagat Singh organization. Don't think they have given a contingent reserve arrangement here, but again, that's was this is the CRA is made as a alternative to IMF. If there is any crisis in terms of payments, you go to IMF, right? So BRICS made their own agency. Unfortunately, no one goes to it. These are the questions that I find a little bit irritating to remember. Just say Bangladesh, UAE, Egypt, and Uruguay are new NDP members, but not all of them are now BRICS members. For so many organizations, it gets very boring to remember. There is always confusion on which is a member. Some of them leave as well, right? They can't just join an organization and stay there. They have to leave. Or Young is from Philippines, by the way, Kant. Somehow he always misses when he's always missing when I'm doing any topic related to Southeast Asia, but shows up later. I think I have just 1 second. Yeah, okay. We do have Philippines here today, as you can see. Asian Development Chat, sorry. Oh my God. Asian Development Bank, not Asian Development Chat. Its headquarters is in Manila, Philippines. You are at the right time today. I made it Asian Development Chat. Yes. I wonder if the bank's officials have a private chat that is Asian Development Chat. I would definitely name it as such. Yeah, we are. You're going to be a banker, I'm going to be a forest officer, and Young is going to improve his English and join some job. I forgot what he mentioned exactly. So with three of us developed, Asia is developed. Yeah, I think he might be busy with something else at the moment. This, see, as I was talking, just on quick the kick there are only bots so far, at least in smaller channels. Message me now so we can get started. Yeah, I have heard about that. Philippines is there. Australia is also there, but I don't think that's for medical. Australia is more for technological advancements. Cyber security and such courses, they are good though. I remember some other kid that showed up 2 3 days ago, and he complained about how the screen looks so light. I have kept that in my head for a while. Yeah, the light mode on PDFs does look very bad. Philippines has English curriculum and English is recognized language. Admission is not that easy. Yeah, yeah, right. No, there is no option in the web PDFs, but I can open the PDF in dark mode if I use um, something like Foxit PDF or something like that. I was going to do that, but since generally people don't show up to the stream, I didn't. Let me try doing that. Yeah, the dark mode doesn't really work because this whole thing they have put as a image. You can't really change that. It's very unfortunate. Usually Vision IS PDFs are allow you to search, but now they have made it difficult. There is also a text viewer, but it looks very bad. Not sure why they would do that. Yeah, we did talk about these three banks, and they have given it in quick succession just to have a comparative view. At least one of the things Vision does very well is they do give you good research content. DB, ADB, AIB. Yeah. The research team tends to be very good compared to most other institutes that I've seen. I think Forum is a bit uh, more static focused because just how they go through all the basic books and such to make questions that I like about them. I think these days NextIS is also a very big institution. Apparently they stole. I have not used it. I just downloaded Vajiram PDFs and never used them. I think from what I heard, the Forum IS main teacher of current affairs was taken away by NextIS. Yeah, if you're laughing at me downloading PDF and never using it, there are like hundreds of PDFs that are just there in the laptop now. Because you feel like this will be something useful, but you never get around to it. When the exam is far away, you feel like you are going to do so many things. You'll do PT365 and top it up with another institution. And by the time prelim comes, I feel like if I can just revise PT365 once, I'll be happy. The material is just too much. Yeah, seems like they're doing a lot of things that are good. Their economics teacher, from what I have heard, is actually good for from mains perspective or even from optional perspective. That is there now. Their current affairs faculty is also best in the market. A lot of money, so they can just poach teachers from wherever they want. Yeah, I think Rao is another very old and very famous name. I think it is one of the oldest institutes. Yeah, now this is called CPT, Comprehensive something TPP. CPTPP. Since Trump left, they renamed Trans-Pacific Partnership to Comprehensive Trans-Pacific Partnership. Yeah, yeah. So they decided to go ahead with the agreement on their own. For some reason, Indonesia is not there. 7 countries here, 4 countries there, and now UK is the 12th member. I guess they could ask whether China is a member or something like that. But since US built it, China is not going to be a member. The important country that's not there is Malaysia and New Zealand. Both are not involved. No, no, New Zealand is there. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 7. Yeah, so Malaysia and no, no, sorry, Indonesia and which one? I think Indonesia is the only major country that is not a part of the grouping, besides obviously USA. Well, they are uh, applicants but not signatories, as you can see. They have given the color code, that is at the top. They have given the heading. Yeah, Philippines, Korea, right. Those are also not there. That's why there is a lot of white. Thailand and things like Timor-Leste, I guess we can ignore. But the largest one is Indonesia. That's probably what the question will be if they ask. Yeah, a lot of them keep coming. It's difficult to keep track. Yeah, I will not be online for long as well. It is 4:30 or so. In 15-20 minutes, I will go for the run, that run to run thing that I've been doing. Yeah, see you later. Meanwhile, I will keep studying. All the best for your uh, banking exams. It's actually good to have you stop by again. I thought we spoke and you would just disappear. You're here more consistently. Fortunately, Jason is not here today. think I will just skip doing IR for a bit and focus on doing what is it called? Environment. It seems like it's a lot left. Pretty big material, big chunk of material they have handed it to us, expecting us to do all of it somehow. So I will try to do that for 15 minutes and then I will go further on none to run. I'm moving slowly from the none portion now. I'm just talking into the void now since there are no viewers, but the app is good because it allows me to get into a habit of running, which I will require for that 25-kilometer run later on. And it doesn't exhaust me to the point I can't study afterwards. So that again is a good thing. Meanwhile, I'll go and do environment. I think I was doing biodiversity somewhere. Yeah. Environment updated too. Hopefully the audio is Yeah, I think it is time for me to turn off this whole thing, the whole stream. Thankfully, the stream went with, that is, stream took place without any major disturbance in terms of laptop. It did not crash today. That's good. Plus, there were there are no network connectivity issues as well. In the morning, I was trying to stream, but there were some problems there. Now it has been fixed. Seems like no dropped frames, 6 Mbps. It's being utilized well, so around 18-20 Mbps. Not sure what my phone is picking up, but I'll just ignore the beep for now and end the stream. If anybody's in the chat, you should say hello. It's nice to see. But I don't think I'll be streaming in the evening because tomorrow I have an all India mock test. I have to prepare for that, and that I will have to do offline. And that's it from my side. All right, see you later. I will try to stream in the evening tomorrow. I don't know if I have the time. I'll be outside all day. Let's see what happens. I'll try to stream for an hour in the evening just to stay consistent. But that depends on if I'll be attending the meditation session somewhere, that is somewhere offline. So that will take more than 1.5 hours to come back home, the travel time and everything included. So tomorrow looks a little bit difficult to attend, just to stream. But let's see. All right, see ya.